In the previous videos, we talked about 5 specific areas of project feasibility studies. One of the areas is the technical feasibility studies. The technical feasibility studies involve using engineering knowledge to decide whether the project is technically possible. It is commonly conducted when there are some uncertainty on the technical aspect that may pose challenge to completions of the project. The scope of technical feasibility studies varies based on the complexities, size, and circumstances of each project. Most studies involve some combinations of the following. These include the geologic hazard, the hydrogeological investigations, and the environmental impact assessment. These are the potential geologic hazards, such as active faulting and fault ruptures potential. This is related to the risk of earthquake, slope stability problems, flooding and inundations, expensive soil, subsidence, and other risks. To make it simple, the geologic hazard refers to the potential hazard due to the soil conditions that can bring impacts to the project. Among the common ones, it will be the soil stability problems and the flooding problems. You will need to analyze the potential risk of having the respective hazard during and after the development as a measures to protect lives, as well as the properties. These are some examples of the geologic hazard, such as failure of the slope on highways or slope failure due to the constructions. These are the methods to identify the geologic hazard, such as surface mapping, boring samples for soil stabilities, subsurface analysis, landslide investigations, installations of slope inclinometers, and geologic modeling of slope materials. Next, we talk about the hydrogeological investigations. This is related to the movement of the groundwater through soil media, which you need to evaluate the hydrogeological conditions in order to determine the constructabilities. You need to identify the groundwater conditions for the following, such as the water resource potentials, design constructions dewatering, and assessment of hazard related to the slope stability potential. Sometimes construction work can disturb the groundwater, leading to instability of the slope, especially when it comes to dewatering. Sometimes the technical feasibility investigations not only covers the proposed developed regions. You may need to evaluate the implications of certain construction method towards the nearby structures. For example, you are doing the development at the deep pit areas. That means the soil are mainly constituted of peat, which is a type of organic soil containing high amount of humus and also water. In order to minimize the settlements, normally soil consolidations is carried out, but this requires times. There are also construction methods to physically withdraw the waters from the soil. This leads to rapid changes in terms of the groundwater table. As a consequence, significant settlements can occur. Now, if the development is at the urban area, where there are existing nearby developed areas, rapid and large-scale dewatering can lead to significant settlement that may also affect the surrounding buildings. This needs to be evaluated in order to identify the potential implications to the nearby buildings before the project is being carried out. Next is the environmental impact assessment. This involves the assessment of the anticipated environmental impacts due to the proposed project. The environmental impact assessment can be a part of the feasibility studies, where the focus are mainly on the biophysical environment. However, nowadays, the environmental impact assessment has been expanded, also covering the socio-economics environment as a result of the proposed project. The environmental impact assessment will involve the contributions from the competent authorities, having them as the checker before the project is permitted to be proceeded. In the context of the integrated design project, we have the environmental impact assessment as a separated scope, and our project feasibility studies focus more on the financial feasibilities. With that, we will have a designated topic regarding the environmental impact assessment. Our main focus on the feasibility studies shall be more towards the economic feasibility to determine whether the project is worth investing. Now, the scope of the project feasibility studies for the integrated design project is very much dependent on the type of the development as well as the conditions of the site. If the site possesses the risk of geologic hazard and probably the problems with hydrogeological issues, then you should have the technical feasibilities to be carried out together with the project feasibility studies.